Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hayes Crute Outside. I'm Hayes Crute. Today I'm out at the new farm that I purchased. I don't know if you want to call it a farm, call it a camp, call it a hunting club, whatever. I've got, probably 2 acres of farmland, which is what we're sitting on now. I've got another 10 to 12 acres of hardwoods, and then 30 acres, depending on how you want to calculate it, as wetlands or marshlands or something, whatever. But it's pretty cool. But I'm out here, as you can see, working on putting in an orchard. Some of these trees were here last year when I bought it, and some of these are brand new. I expect half of them to die out soon. What we're looking at here today is I want to plant in between the trees, and I got all the trees about 20 feet across, and some of them aren't growing straight up and down, so get my OCDs kicking in. But what I want to do today is I'm planting things to grow in between the trees, maybe not as that don't grow as tall. Right now we're doing blueberry bushes, and what I'm doing, I've got this blueberry bush. This is I got from a garden center for 50 bucks, and this is a Nature's Classic Jersey blueberry, 6 to 8 feet tall, 4 to 5 feet wide, which will be okay. Mixture of sun and shade. The challenge is that's 50 bucks. I'm not independently wealthy, so I need to find something cheaper. I bought a whole bunch at Home Depot last year, a bunch of trees at Christmas, and got them all for 15 bucks a pop because it was clearance. And then I just saw this new blueberry mist late spring harvest platinum performer from Home Depot. Let's see here, and that's in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. So hardiness zone is 5 to 10. We're in zone 7 to 8, right in the middle. This grows, plant height is 4 to 6 feet, spacing 5 to 8, so it's a little bit smaller. 1 plant, 1 year growth. Okay, obviously this bigger one was much older, but this one was only 9 bucks. So I'm going to plant this one. We're going to see how that goes. I've already got a little bit of winter damage. There's still some green on that, so this was probably grown in a greenhouse. So I want to see the difference between a $50 and basically, let's just say $10 blueberry bush. Again, that's much bigger. This is smaller. We'll see. But again, we're going to plant this up, see what happens. And as you can see, what I've done is, before I got out here, there wasn't anything around these trees, so grasses were really inundating the new trees. They weren't planted very well, had a lot of mechanical damage. Got a pretty good feeling that they were planted here just to get someone to purchase the property. Hunter's Paradise, I think they advertised it as. I'm not really worried about that. I do hunt, but I have other places I can go. But I wanted to have a place where I could just have some fun. Backyard's not big enough. That's already got plenty of plant material. So we're going to plant it right here in row 2. Smaller apple tree right there, Fuji apple. Deer ate all the limbs off it. But we're going to plant it right here in the middle, and we're going to find out come this summer if it's going to make it. Now, when it says when to plant outdoors, February, May. It's just about February. It's the 30th of January. Close enough for government work as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any idea for a name for the new property, is it the farm, is it the camp, is it the hunt club, put that down in the description, if you would, of comment section. What do you think I should name it? Well, let's get this planted and we'll go from there. Super sandy soil. See, it's holding moisture good. We just had a lot of rain, but look how just this falls apart. It's all sand. what I'm hoping too over time with this extra mulch, leaf mulch here, is that we're going to get some nutrients down in there. And of course during the summertime, not have as much problem with having to get out here and water, because it's not far from the house, only about 45 minutes, but having to come out and water all the time is not what I'm looking for. And they're looking at probably, I think they said for trees, for the fruit trees, about what is that, an inch a week? That's a lot of watering. And I don't have a sprinkler system, so it's all by hand, hence the gallon jug. So I'm making sure I put whatever soil's in the bag in the hole. And as you can see, nice rich soil, all nice and green. This will be burned off soon, I would imagine, from super cold. You can see how I left it on the porch and the tips got burnt up a little bit. Now I'm planting it a little bit higher in the soil. Some people have different views, but I like to plant it so if there's any sinking, if there's any drainage issues, I want it higher in the soil so it can drain, right? If you plant it too deep, you get lots of rain, it can get waterlogged, and you can lose some plants due to root rot. Now again, very sandy soil, so I don't think it's much of an issue. Tidewater in general has heavy clay, which means that's, again, where I normally would plant these higher, because I do it for a living. But again, we're out here in Suffolk where it's mostly sand. We were just digging in another hole, another area, and we were pulling up seashells, which is pretty cool, but not great for growing. All right. That hole was a little too deep, so I'm putting the soil back in there. Loosening it up. Pull that out. Put that in the bottom, and that's what we're looking like. All right, that's good. Now people say, well, why don't I get some compost and buy some compost and put that in there? Well, compost costs money, and the purpose of some of this is to eat cleaner, healthier food that at some point might even be cheaper than going to the store. So raking all this back in there, making sure I'm leaving room for the plant to breathe, but I'm also covering it up, keep other grasses from moving in. It's not really growing in the fall, but it still needs moisture to keep it alive. Putting this over here, and I put all this on here to stop the grasses from growing into it. They're still going to, but not as much of a, not as high of a rate. Of course, anytime you plant something, you want to get all the air out from around it, around the root system. So I'm pressing it down. I'm going to leave a little collar where the mulch is not, the leaves aren't actually in the way of the plant. I want it to be able to breathe and evaporate moisture out if I need to. And I don't want the mulch to get caked up around the base and start rotting off the bark of the plant, which basically is its skin. And when you rot off the bark, diseases, insects, everything you don't want in it gets in there and can actually damage, if not kill, the plant. So now that I've tapped it down, put the mulch on it, got a little bit of wiggle room, now I'm going to water it in, push whatever other air out that I can, and also give the roots some moisture because it's going to be shocked by the transplant. gallon in. We should be good to go. Put some more leaves around it. Take it up around the base. There we go. Push it a little bit. All right. So now what we got to do is wait. Again, about 3 months. It's February, March, April. Yep. Everything will start greening up, and we'll be able to see what plants have made it, what plants haven't, and then we'll be able to see if our little Home Depot special Blueberry Mist Platinum Performers, GMO free, plant pollinators, good. Yep. We're actually going to be putting in several beehives later in the year to help pollinate this. Plus, we just want to, have more bees. Bees are good. So we'll have 2 or 3 beehives out here, which will be interesting. Please like and subscribe. That's coming. And really appreciate you. Let's have a good one.